Okay, so here we go. This is going to be a battle to show you guys an example of the strategy that I talked about in my previous video. So this is the final dungeon in the current Final Fantasy VII event dungeon. So you can see I've got excellent ranks to the first two, going into the third. So we'll see how it goes. I'm pretty confident about it, but we'll see what happens. I'll kind of talk a bit about how I fight as I go along, just so you guys can see, get an idea for kind of how I apply my strategy and how I kind of work through dungeons. So, this might be a bit of a long fight because I think the boss it's two-headed. I think it has about 95,000 damage apiece. So the first thing you'll notice is battle speed. I don't know if you guys have this yet. I assume you do, but when the Japanese version first launched, there was one speed. You couldn't change it. I drop it down to 2 unless I'm auto battling or farming or something like that. The reason why I do this is at 4 and 5, the delay between the register of your tapping the screen and selecting an ability and choosing who to attack and stuff like that, you lose a lot of time and you take a lot of damage as a result. So how much damage you receive is critical in these higher level dungeons, so you need to slow it down so you have time to choose who you want to attack, choose your abilities and stuff like that, to try to get out as much damage as you can before you take damage. So here we go. So we've got double cut, attack there. So you can see they hit pretty hard. This isn't even that high level of a dungeon, and I take 1,000 damage per hit. Not too bad, but obviously you want to take as little damage as possible. So one thing you'll notice about this battle once it gets started with the boss is that I've substituted in Shelga for slow because they're resistant to slow. And they're entirely magic damage. So everything is the same, except I've substituted Shelga for Sloga. And instead of high attack or high power break, I've added another magic break on Red 13. That's the only two things I've changed from the original video. So here we go. So slow it down. I'm going to slow it down even further, so I have as much time as possible. So we're going to do high magic break, Shelga, all attack. Now we're going to focus down one as soon as possible, and we'll use Red 13 so I can get haste on everybody too. Then I have haste, protect, Shelga, everything. See, only 500 damage. So it shouldn't be too hard because I haven't even broken him. So that's the one I did high magic break. See, everything was 200. So about 60% of what the other one did. So I'll just speed it up a bit now that I've gotten some of my buffs on. And, like I said, this is my go-to strategy. I don't even need Eris for most stuff, except an occasional heal. So I'll just keep spamming all my abilities, throw a cure out. That's really all you have to do to win this battle, and most battles really. I'll even just use a regular magic break just to do extra damage. But this is pretty much all you guys need. And like I said, depending on the dungeon you do, this one is all magic damage. So I've adjusted for magic. If they're all attack, you can change instead of Shelga, you can do protect. You can do all power breaks, everything like that, all works. So I'll just go ahead and finish this off so you can see. So I can't stress enough how important Lunatic High and Zaz's good time abilities are. Just haste on your whole party and protect or shell. I mean, it's unbeatable, especially in these kind of dungeons. You can't beat it. So I'll just go ahead and play this through. I'm not going to talk much just so I can finish. If you guys want to skip through to the end, I'll talk more about it at the end. But I'm just going to go ahead and play this out. So you can see, even with high magic break and Shelga, each of my characters took about 1,000 damage in that last attack. If I had had nothing, it easily would have been 2,000 plus. So this is what I'm talking about mitigating the damage to get through these kind of damage bursts. You have to have it, otherwise I probably would have lost by now. But instead, like, most of my characters are at full health. I'm doing fine. I'm about 3/4 of the way done. I still have abilities left over. Not too bad. So even that was not too bad. Now, I will, admit that I've got pretty damn good gear too. That certainly helps, but you could probably clear this content with much weaker gear than what I have. It just happens to make it that much easier. But even with all this gear that I have, I've got level 5 weapons, 5-star weapons on everybody, 4 of which are Final Fantasy VII exclusive. They're all level 50 plus. Even with that, I took that much damage. There's no way I would have been able to do that battle without... See, even then I only got good, and I still took a lot of damage. So there's no way that would have been possible without those breaks, without those debuffs. Again, I had Shelga, I would have had Sloga or Protectga, depending on the situation. But look, it gave me a master clear. I got all this, sick loot, whatever you want to call it. And I can now have access to an extra dungeon, which is basically for people who can clear all the normal content. So this is, you just saw my main strategy in action. That was the highest level dungeon in the Final Fantasy VII, as you can see. Now we're on the extra battles. That was that in action. You can use that for pretty much anything. Let me know what you guys think. Give it a try. See how it works for you. Just play around with it. I think it's good for you guys to use. So enjoy.